Hello everybody and welcome back to Resident Evil HD. We're going to be continuing on in the lab today. Business as usual. Last video we used a couple of passcodes, opened up a few doors, did some puzzles, you know, again, just the usual. The usual here on Resident Evil HD, and we got a key, the laboratory key. So we're going to be using that to open up more doors. Because at the moment, we've pretty much opened up all the doors that are available to us. And the doors that we need to open are on the southeastern side of this hallway. You can open up this door and this large double door as well. And then once you've done that, you can discard the key. I'm going to be going through the double doors first. This is completely optional, and if you don't plan on getting the best ending or you don't plan on using the ammo discs or anything like that, then I would just recommend avoiding this room altogether. A couple of pickups for us. There are some shotgun shells you can get by moving that bookshelf. We gotta do some vent crawling here in order to get to where we want to go. We're also gonna see a new enemy type here. The enemy called the Chimeras. They're these annoying bug creatures. I don't have much fun dealing with them myself, but the reason we want to come in here is because we have our second ammo disc reader. And I do believe that as soon as we have picked up the shotgun shells and the battery pack, that's it for this room. So we can get the hell out of here. Chimeras are a pain because they are fast, and I find them kind of hard to hit, personally. And I end up just wasting ammo at some points, so if I can, I try and avoid them. Plus, there are some areas where they just seem to sort of indefinitely spawn, and it's kind of a nuisance. Now, this is the other double doors that are supposed to be used to get into that room we were just in, but it's rusted shut. So you have no option but to go through the first set of double doors that we unlocked. In here is another safe room, which is just lovely. Some more goodies for us, even more goodies. Some shotgun shells, grenade launcher shells, first aid spray, and then I think finally there's also some ink ribbon as well. So hopefully by this point you won't be low on ammo. They've been giving us quite a bit of ammo. Keeping in mind, of course, that I am on a lower difficulty, so that may change depending on the difficulty that you're playing on. But for me, it's good because they're basically giving it out like candy, and I haven't had much use for it, which is good. I think I'll go ahead and dump the shells for now. I don't know that I'll need them. My shotgun is locked and loaded at this point, so we'll just stick those there for now, and we will advance on using our shotgun and an herb. Now, if you try to go up here to this elevator, you'll see that it's not working because it has no power. So if you press it, no go. So that's going to be our next step, is to try and power up that elevator. Now, I would recommend having a weapon of some sort and an herb for this area because we are going to be running into chimeras. Like I said, very annoying. Definitely not my cup of tea. If you get close enough with the shotgun, you can deal a pretty heavy amount of damage. And in this first room here, we're going to come to the westernmost side of the room, and we're going to examine this area here. Warning, fuel may explode if shaken or jarred. A refueling device for the power room. It's not working right now because there's no fuel. But there is an empty capsule. So we're going to take the capsule, and what we need to do is find the fuel. And as mentioned in the memo that we read in the last video, the compound is a nitro substance, and there is a refueling room around here somewhere, and we did find that on the 3rd level where we found our slide filter. And when we went there, I just basically said, make sure to keep an eye on this room because we will be coming back here later. And that later is now. We are now going to be going back here. So I've taken care of all the zombies and everything for a reason. And that reason is, it's very easy to get yourself blown up if you're not careful while carrying this compound. I was gonna say, I'm gonna make sure my friend, Mr. Crimson Head, is not around before I do this, because that could really hinder me. And this is the fueling place. So if we open up the door, we will see that there is a place where we can set the capsule. We'll set the capsule in place and we will fill it. The main ingredient of this fuel appears to be nitro compound. Running could result in a fatal explosion. So if you run while carrying this, you will cause the thing to explode, which is an instant game over. And there's a couple other things that it doesn't mention. Firing a weapon also has a chance to cause this to explode, and being grabbed by enemies also gives you a chance to have this thing explode. I think it's about a 30% chance. So if you use a high-powered weapon like a shotgun or a magnum, I think it's about 30% chance of it blowing up. If you're grabbed by an enemy, it's a 30% chance to blow up. And I think if you use a weapon like a handgun or something that's not as powerful, it's a bit of a lower chance. But essentially, you don't want to do anything while you have this. You just want to take your time, you want to walk, and that's why I decided to take care of all the zombies in the area, because I just didn't want to have to walk around them, or dodge them, or have them come back as Crimson Heads. And it is possible to make a save before doing this, if you're not quite sure how the outcome will come, because it's really frustrating to get blown up and have to go back, especially if you haven't saved in a while. And these chimeras are very, very annoying. I took care of the one that was in this hallway my first time around, because I find if you take care of it the first time, it doesn't respawn in this hallway a second time, and that pretty much gives you a straight path right to where we want to put that fuel in. So that is wonderful. Fuel seems to have been supplied to the power room. Okay, so before I power up the elevator, I just want to go back to my item box real quickly, because I would like to grab my 3rd ammo disc. The last ammo disc reader is just ahead of us. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has pretty much been the entirety of the laboratory. Now we're basically just setting up to leave this area. We're making sure that we've put in all our ammo discs so that we are able to do everything that was required for the best ending. Because after we power up the elevator, we're pretty much able to get out of here and finish up the game. It's sort of very close to the finale at this point. Didn't take us very long. You know, for a final area, you're not in there for very long. Not as long as you would think, anyways. But I'm sure that Jill is sick of this place and everybody in it, so that's good news for her. In this room, you can come over to the computer terminal and then power up the main elevator. Now the elevator is powered up, and we are able to get the heck out of here. And as you can see there, the chimeras are fairly easy to go around. They sort of pop up just a little bit behind you. So I usually don't have too much trouble avoiding them unless they're directly in front of me. And then sometimes it can be a little bit tricky, but they give you quite a bit of room in these rooms to run around in, which is really nice. So we've used all 3 of our ammo discs, but if we try to go back to that room with the electronic locks, we are not able to complete that part of the puzzle yet. We can open up the big door, but that's about as far as we're gonna get. I think I'll go ahead and just pull those other 2 levers for now and open up that door, but I won't go through it just yet. That's gonna have to wait. But we have those 3 beautiful big shiny lights. And hopefully you guys are super excited and in suspense about what's behind that door. Don't worry, I won't leave you guys on edge for too long. We will be going back there fairly shortly. But for now, I'm going to go back to the safe room. I'm going to save and just get my inventory ready for the next couple of parts here. This is also your last chance to explore this area. Maybe not your last chance, but I would recommend doing this before going up on the elevator. There's a couple of rooms that I've missed some items in, just because I didn't want to faff around and spend too much time with this whole thing. You can see there's a couple of rooms here that I have to go back and inspect a little bit more closely. So I'm going to be doing that off screen just so you guys don't have to watch me do that. You guys have been so patient and have been very wonderful in watching all of my item collection up to this point, so I will spare you that. I will get everything ready, I'll save my game, and then we will be going right into the finale of Resident Evil HD. I am super pumped, I hope you guys are too. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I really hope that you will be back to join me next time.